CPAC on the weekend, Rowan, one of the big speakers. Albo wasn't a fan of what happened, though. He was more than happy to defend future Labor leader Christina Keneally. She'll keep failing up until she's the Queen.
Nigel Farage should worry about the mess that he's created in the United Kingdom. Nigel Farage, a leader of a far-right political party. There's enough extreme right-wingers here in Australia without us importing them. And I think that Mr Farage's comments and his engagement in politics has largely been very negative. He's a divisive figure.
Sorry, I've got to jump in here, and Richard, just bear with me for a minute. First of all, Nigel Farage won over 50% of the Brexit party in the recent European election. So Albo is saying that over 50% of British people are far-right or extremists. That is offensive to the people of Britain. Secondly, he's calling Nigel Farage divisive when he's one of the most popular political figures in that country. He's saying that he created a mess out of Brexit. Brexit was the biggest democratic process in Britain. Over, 1.5 million people, by a majority of 1.5 million people, they voted for Brexit. How dare Anthony Albanese, who couldn't even... I'm being honest here, he sits in a room with people like Jeremy Corbyn, well known to flirt with Hamas, Hezbollah, the Irish terrorists. Jeremy Corbyn, the leader of the Labour Party in Britain, regarded as a vile anti-Semite by people within his own party, by Jewish people within his own party, have left the Labour Party in Britain because of Jeremy Corbyn's anti-Semitism, and yet Albo happily sits in a room and takes photographs with him. Albo, you're not good enough to sit in the same room as Nigel Farage, and I mean it, and I've told you, Richard, this bloke is a dud, you've landed yourself with a dud, and how dare he criticise Nigel Farage, one of the most popular politicians.
Oh, come on, look at that. What? How dare he? How dare he criticise him? We are in Australia, and who gives a toss? He is an Australian opposition leader. He dares, he is absolutely allowed to say something.
What, call him far right? Call him far right, which is 50% of the vote.
You're a great believer in free speech, aren't you, Rowan?
Wants to be the Prime Minister.
You mightn't agree with him, but by God, he dares to speak.
And the bloke who is leading in the polls now to be the next Prime Minister of Britain, leading in the polls to be the next Prime Minister of Britain.
He lost half those European people. They already deserted him.
And you know, sorry.
Well, Albo's not allowed to have a go at a politician in another country. Well, there's some reason, is there, that Farage is beyond criticism. He's so saintly. He's just so wonderful. How dare anybody ever think of criticising him? What a load of rubbish.
Sorry,
that is a load of rubbish. Even for you. And this is a big call. That is a big load of rubbish.
But what about how Labor decided to pretend that hundreds of people who paid hundreds of dollars to go and see people like Rowan, Peter Credlin, Craig Kelly, Tony Abbott, John Anderson, that this was apparently essentially some sort of secret clan meeting?
Well, not so secret. You want him.
Oh, I think that's a stupid attitude. I always defend free speach, and that means you've got to defend what you don't like. I think that the idea that people like Rowan and his mates can't speak is ridiculous. I just want to make sure that after they speak, I get up and tell the truth.
You should give a rebuttal at the end of CPAC.
You should have been there.
Yeah,
you should have told me. You could have had a seat at CPAC. You could have been right at the front. You'd have been great.
Can I just say one little thing from my American conference with the bipartisan?
Please,
It was a little less controversial. We were more sensible.
The KK probably wanted to close that for you.
But one of the hits, and it was public, the dinner on the Friday night, former NSA Chief Admiral Mike Rogers gave a fantastic speech on China, but somebody who flew in just for the night, flew out that night to address them, who was the absolute hit. He was funny, he was engaging. Even the Labor people said, my God, I'd vote for him. Michael McCormick. Could you have picked it?
Big Mac, he turned you around.
Big Mac, my God. Did jokes about his Elvis, was there, was engaging. It was a side of him many people had not seen, I just want to tell you.
McCormick's a good guy.
Yeah, he was
a really good guy.
Oh, I was just impressed. And I think we always criticise people when they perform badly. It's nice to mention when they do something that has